DJ stand for? Dance journey.
Dance.
No, it's actually disc jockey.
Is it? Shut up. Is it really?
Okay, turn it off. That's all we can afford. No fluff, no filler. Let's get it. What's going on, you guys? Steve here. Let's react to some more DJ content. Do people know what DJ stands for? Uh-oh.
What does DJ stand for? What does DJ stand for?
Fuck, I don't even know.
Dance. Jockey.
Direct journey. I studied music. I have no idea.
That's crazy.
Dance justice.
Go again. Try again.
Da-
Do you know what DJ stands for?
Hey, you can't find it in.
Dance.
Doodle journaling.
Close enough.
Dance jumbo.
Jockey.
Dance journal. Dance. Job. No.
Close enough.
Disc jockey.
Disc jockey?
Disc jockey.
Mm-hmm.
Jockey.
Dance journey.
Dance.
No, it's actually disc jockey.
Is it? Shut up. Is it really?
This is why I think it's so important to pass on the culture, preserve the culture, share the history of this music and this space. It honestly looks like they're at a DJ festival or some type of event and they don't even know what the heck DJ means. That's pretty wild. Am I starting to empathize with those vinyl snobs, those elitists who hate digital DJs, laptop DJs, USB DJs, streaming music? Am I becoming one of those people? Am I starting to empathize and understand their positions?
I spent an entire week setting up a music festival in my backyard for my son's 4th birthday. Husband and brothers built the full truss structure like it was just another Tuesday. Meanwhile, I'm over here decorating at lightning speed because, like usual, I put way too many things on my plate. I added disco balls and cushions to the viewing area and beach balls because they make everything more fun. And I started setting up the vendor booth, had a slushy bar with fancy cups, and I filled the concession booth with all my son's favorite snacks and drinks so the kids have plenty of snacks and hydration to party all night. Last booth I set up was a merch booth with custom t-shirts, bandanas, flower crowns, sunglasses, bubbles, and glow sticks. Didn't expect this area to turn out so stinking cute, but I absolutely love it. I set up the VIP dining area, which is literally just tables, but if you slap VIP on something, it instantly feels way fancier. This is where the very important parents will sit. Just dress the tables up with black fitted tablecloths and disco ball centerpieces with dried flowers that are sunset colors. I set up the ultra VIP kids area because these toddlers obviously deserve luxury. I added the mini cabana chairs so they could sit there like little tiny festival influencers. Friend Emily made the most perfect kids table and benches for her girls' party, and she let me borrow it, so her husband dropped it off, and I immediately got to setting it up. Kids are going to make bracelets that they can trade with each other, which is called candy at the festival. I set all the beads out, and then I put out these little plates so they can hold all their beads. Smiley face plates are so fun, and then the last thing I did was make VIP bracelets for all the kids. Now it's officially official. We are ready to get this party started. Are you ready for the reveal? Stay tuned for part 5 tomorrow because it's absolutely insane.
Stay tuned for part 5. Golly. This is wild, especially for a kid's birthday. Really quick, I think it's interesting that she touched on perception of VIP.
I set up the VIP dining area, which is literally just tables, but if you slap VIP on something, it instantly feels way fancier.
On this channel, we've talked social proof to death, but it's true, it's a thing. People perceive some things to have more value than others, especially if you talk stuff up, if you hype up certain things. People believe, oh, this must be more important. I should sit over here because this is where the cool people are and I want to fit in. That's most definitely a thing. It pertains to music, movies, all types of stuff. Even when they promote movies on TV, they say, oh, the #1 movie in America, because they want people to buy in and support it. Oh, snap. Everybody else is watching this movie. I've got to see it. I don't want to miss out. Perception of value and social proof is all around us. That being said, this is crazy. Honestly, for my birthday as a kid, I was stoked on just eating pizza and cake at a local pizza spot, playing some video games on an arcade machine like a Neo Geo, and I was good. You know, maybe a couple cards with some $20 bills in them. I was golden. I can't even fathom having something like this. Even now as a grown adult, this seems a little excessive, but I'm not pocket watching. You do you. This is also crazy to me because they're putting more effort into this backyard party for a toddler than a lot of bars and clubs put into their DJ programs. Maybe that's shots fired, maybe that's shade, but it is what it is. Do better. 2026 will be the return of the analog. Okay. Ownership quietly disappeared and was replaced with subscriptions. Today, most people don't own their music, films, software, or even their books. That's crazy. I mean, think about it. What do you own? Netflix, Spotify, Prime, Disney is not ownership. Not as an aesthetic, but as a response to subscription culture, digital disposability, and invisible waste. This isn't about going backwards. It's about reclaiming ownership in a system built to remove it. I agree. I think it was in the very last video. I'm not too sure. They're all starting to blur together. Anyways, but in one of these recent videos, I talked about I don't really know what comes after streaming. I think we're kind of neck deep, like she said, in this whole meta of you pay for access. This has slowly been building since I'd say the mid 2000s with stuff like Xbox Live and Netflix. Do you guys remember when PlayStation Network was free? Oh my God, we're really losing recipes here. I don't know what the next progression is because we had vinyl records and then we went to 8 tracks and then we went to cassettes, then we went to CDs, then we went to iPods. I don't know what comes after this because it seems like everything, literally everything is going towards this pay 10, 15, 20 bucks a month for access. And then once you stop paying for it, it's cut off. I don't know what the next step in that evolution is, but we are starting to see more creatives and musicians going back to analog, back to physical media. Like this post says, I don't think we're going back to Sidekick 3s and Razors and iPods, orange Nickelodeon tapes, but we are starting to see more people put value in physically owning their media. I'll just speak for myself. I don't buy digital games. I try to avoid digital purchases. If possible, I will buy a physical, whether it's a record or a video game. I want to have the disc or the physical copy of it because I don't want to get rug pulled in 5 years when a company updates all of their stuff and then they don't honor all of those old purchases and then you just lose everything that you bought because you don't have it installed. I think that's whack. Honestly, this is one of the worst things I think society could have normalized because we don't own anything. But it is cool to see that a bunch of creatives and even Gen Z starting to value physical media. I'm seeing kids all over the place breaking out their old Game Boys, their old Nintendo DSs, whatever they're using. And I think it's cool to have that physical ownership. Will it make a comeback? Probably not, but it is still cool to see. Ownership matters. Man, why am I breathing so hard?
This is why your friends don't support your music. It's something called familiarity bias. It's when people struggle to see greatness with someone they grew up with. And then there's something called proximity envy. It's when you show proof that chasing your dreams are possible. And that scares people who never tried. You ever notice how strangers will hype up your music, but your own friends don't? It's because your success forces them to face something they can't admit. When you drop a song, a stranger hears it with fresh ears. There's no history, there's no comparison, but your friends, they hear themselves in it. They hear the version of you that they did not expect to grow. But look, your friends not supporting you doesn't mean that you're not doing something good. It means that you're evolving, and sometimes that makes people feel uncomfortable. But don't let that stop you. It doesn't mean that they're not supporting you because they don't like you. It means that they don't see you in that light, and that's okay. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because they're not on your journey.
So everything he's saying here is true. 1000% true. This is not up for debate or negotiation. I'm going to tell you guys a story from a different perspective because we've talked social proof to death. About 20 years ago, I went to a small town church, and the drummer at this church was a kid named Brandon, a light-skinned dude in his late teens, and he was a little husky. Don't cancel me, that's relevant. Anyways, this dude went crazy on the drums, and he was really confident, had a chill style. At the time I was younger, and I was barely getting into playing the drums and DJing myself. I would always dap him up after church and bug him with random questions. He was always really chill, and to this day I appreciate him for it. Without realizing it, he planted some of those early seeds in my life that inspired me. I didn't end up going to that church for long. I went there for maybe a year or two. My mom ended up befriending his grandmother, and they stayed in touch for a few years. She was one of the nicest people I've ever known. She always asked how I was doing in school. She always checked on me, made sure I was good, made sure everything was straight. She was just a really genuine person. Fast forward about 10 years to 2015, and I'll never forget this. I was watching TV and a commercial came on for the Straight Outta Compton movie soundtrack. There was a clip of a guy playing the drums, and the commercial said that Dr. Dre had a song with this new artist he stamped. The dude looked exactly like Brandon from that church I went to a few years ago, but he was pretty slim. I told you that was relevant. Anyways, on top of his appearance being a little different, I didn't recognize his stage name. Honestly, it bugged me because I felt like I knew who the guy was, so I immediately called my mom in the middle of a work day, and I asked her, hey, do you remember that drummer from that old church we went to? What happened to him? She was obviously confused that I called her at work about something so random, but she did answer my question, and she said that she thought he moved to LA and he started working on music. My eyes got big because I connected the dots. I was like, oh my God, I think I saw Brandon on TV with Dr. Dre. And she was like, no way. So I immediately Googled the artist's stage name, and sure enough, it was Brandon Anderson, aka Anderson .Paak. Grammy Award winning Bruno Mars collabing No Worries having DJ Pee Wee Anderson .Paak. So what's the moral of the story? First off, I'm really proud of him. My family's proud of him. Everybody's proud of him. It's been great watching his career blossom because I knew him back when he was putting sauce on old hymns in a small town church. Now he's traveling the world working with Disclosure and Snoop. I have a connection to Snoop too, but we can save that for another video. Anyways, second to me, he's still Brandon. the chill drummer from my childhood, not some mythical unicorn megastar. I don't say that to downplay his talent or success. To me, he's been that dude. Like this video said, I'm just biased because I knew him before all of this. There's a psychological reason why you don't fangirl for your friends. No matter how talented they are, you're always going to perceive them as normal, mortal humans. I've seen Kendrick Lamar multiple times. And all of his homies, all the people in his crew, they're not snapping photos every time he walks in the room, every time he comes around. They're super chill. They treat him like a normal person. The same with Amine. Regular dude. His homies don't freak out in his presence. I know a couple people who are assistants and babysitters for festival DJs, and they don't freak out about these dudes at all. They treat them like very normal people. Long story long, this psychological bias is why your biggest supporters are probably going to be strangers. They only know you for the music, so that's what they value. There's a mystique to it. This is why I encourage musicians and creatives to not get hung up on making your friends super fans. It's probably not going to happen for this reason. It doesn't always mean that you suck or your friends secretly hate you. They just don't perceive you in that way. That's kind of a reoccurring theme with this video, perception. So yeah, regardless, keep trying, keep developing, and find your audience. Your follower count doesn't matter. Maybe not in the context of today's algorithm, but that silly number next to your account can drastically change how people view you in real life. I agree, and I've seen this firsthand. There were DJ bookers in my area that treated me like a homeless person when I came around. But when the channel started growing, people treated me noticeably different. All of a sudden, the people who were like, yeah, we'll see, all of a sudden they were throwing gigs at me and trying to invite me to stuff. And hey, you're killing it and you're crushing it. And I saw this person like your stuff. All of a sudden, I'm so cool. I didn't magically get good. Nothing happened other than more people watching my videos and listening to my music. The songs sounded exactly the same when I sent them to these people and they left me on red. Nothing changed. Literally nothing changed. When it comes to my ability anyways, nothing changed. To other people, apparently perception means everything. That stuff doesn't matter to me. I don't treat people based on their follower count and how many likes and views they get, but other people live and die by that stuff. My mother raised me to have the same level of respect for the CEO as the guy who's mopping the building. That's my moral compass. But yeah, there are people who, if they see you're verified or something, they're gonna lose their mind and act all funny around you. But if you don't have that, they're gonna act all weird. So this is true. I advise people to just keep on pushing. Don't trip on that stuff. Once you get your numbers straight, once you get your numbers up, all of a sudden everybody's gonna come knocking. There was a video I made not too long ago where I said, numbers dictate visibility, not ability. I'll say that again.
Numbers dictate visibility, not ability.
Anybody who tries to argue with this is just yapping, straight up. If you're not hyper viral and pulling more views than the Kardashians, that does not mean that you suck at whatever you're doing. That just means people aren't seeing it. And I encourage you to test the waters and try to find different ways to market yourself and put yourself out there for the people to appreciate. Because when you do market stuff to the people who want to see what you're creating, then your numbers will go up. But just because you have low numbers does not mean that you're inherently trash. And I need people to understand that, because there's a bunch of people out there who say, just get good, just get good, just get good. And it's not about getting good. It's about, are people seeing this stuff? This clip right here just validates everything I've said on this channel. It's about marketing and if people are seeing the stuff. Because the person who technically had the more impressive shot got less views. I'll say that again.
Numbers dictate visibility, not ability.
So I promise you guys, do not beat yourself up if you're not getting crazy numbers on your music, on your videos, whatever content you're trying to make, whatever you're trying to create. The industry tries to project that and push that narrative, but that is just not true. If you want more gigs, you've got to go where the opportunities are. Once I moved from San Jose to San Francisco, the number of places I could play multiplied. Towns with one DJ spot aren't big enough, and if your scene is crew heavy, it's way harder to break in unless you're rolling with one of them. I agree. And this was my experience coming up. Where I'm from, there's maybe 3 or 4 bars and one dedicated club, and they have maybe 1 or 2 bookers, and they just rotate their homies. Nobody new comes in, nobody old goes out. It's just the same dudes just circle. It's not just me. Everybody in town knows that it's the same couple dudes that are just rotating all of their friends from their neighborhood, from their high school, whatever the case is. There's just really no way around it with those specific people. You can be as nice and professional and hardworking as you want to be, but I mean, they're going to pick who they want. And it's really like that. I think people in music need to be more transparent and honest about the fact that some people are just cliquey. It's not about getting good, getting good, getting good. Some people just put on their homies. I agree with this. Shout out to San Francisco, the 415. It's within an hour of the city, but there's much more opportunities in San Francisco. There's no guarantee that you're going to get every single gig that you try to get, but when you're in a bigger market area, there's much more chances. And you're not going to deal with, you know, those people from high school that are just circle jerk. They can't have the whole city in a chokehold like that. So there's going to be other places where you can go where they'll appreciate you and be open-minded. Definitely something to be mindful of if you're coming from a smaller market area like me. Maybe you might have to move, you might have to go somewhere else, because the places where you are, the people just put on their buddies and there's no way around it. Jay-Z said it best, build your fences, we're digging tunnels. Okay, I guess that's all I got for this one. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. As always, I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.